This story is called Bin Day. Every Monday is bin collection day. So on Sunday night, the entire street wheels their bins out onto the sidewalk. For the past month or so, the fortnightly collection of recycling has slowed down to a highly unpredictable and lazy bi-monthly affair. So everyone puts out both bins every week just in case. It's been 3 weeks since the recycling was last collected and we drink too much for this to be a non-issue. But that's a different story. This story begins today, on Wednesday, 2 days after rubbish collection. I'm stressing the significance of the 2 days because this morning we received a letter of complaint from the council. In this complaint, it states that we have not taken our bins off the sidewalk in an appropriate amount of time and we're at the risk of being fined. The letter of complaint is graffitied, tacked up on the fridge and forgotten. I get home from the beach in the early evening and check my skin in the bathroom mirror. There is no sunburn, a small victory for the new year, but celebration is short-lived. In the living room, I have to initiate the following conversation with my housemate Thomas. Did you put rocks in the toilet? No? Then what is it? Beans. Beans. Yes? Why? They're too big to fit down the sink. If I put them in the bin, it'll attract flies. Why didn't you put them in the outside bin? Same issue. But it's outside, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess. The toilet isn't flushing them. Oh, a pause and then, I can fix that, just don't use the toilet for the rest of the day. I think it's important for us to step aside for a moment and discuss Thomas. See, if this were an isolated incident of stupidity, there would be no story. But we are discussing a 28-year-old man to whom I once had to explain basic concepts of food safety. When you cut raw chicken, you do not use that same knife moments later without washing it to cut chocolate. So I'm sitting on the couch waiting for the second bathroom to be free. I'm not waiting long. A different housemate emerges from the shower. This conversation is not easier. I need to use your bathroom. Why? Thomas put beans in the toilet. What? He put beans in the toilet. What do you mean? I shrug. What more is there to say? What kind of beans? Kidney? Why? Another shrug. I don't want to recount the flies and bins discussion. Now it's Friday. 2 days since the complaint was filed and 4 days since bin collection day. Please pay attention to the numbers, it is important. It's important because the bins have been on the sidewalk for 4 days and now the garbage men are going on strike, refusing to collect our rubbish. We have a house meeting. Why didn't we just take the bins off the sidewalk? That's not important. There are more pressing issues to be discussed. Namely the issue of what to do with the rubbish that has been piling up all week. Both bins are full. It was a stretch to hold out till next Monday, but now that's shut. First things first, no rubbish goes in the toilet. Thomas is absent from this meeting, but it is still essential to note. There are 3 of us and we are committed to finding a solution that doesn't involve caving into the demands of the garbage men. The tension between the council and us has peaked, and I fear I may never remove a rubbish bin from the sidewalk again. This brings us to Sunday night. Very late, the night is calm, the streets are peaceful, and we are ready. We load up the car with the bags of garbage. I call shotgun. The car hums along at a steady 40 kilometers per hour. My job is to spot empty bins. There! We pull over. False alarm. I creep back into the car, suddenly regretting my decision to call shotgun. The pressure of my role is too great. I beg to swap, but time is of the essence. We must continue. After 40 minutes of driving up and down the streets, shooting off the back of Chapel Hill Road, I spot a house with 2 bins. Double potential. With a bag in each hand, I stride up to the property. I'm too tired to be subtle. Just as I open the lid, a figure emerges from the shadow. What are you doing? The man is in his dressing gown with his arms crossed. He is not impressed. I panic. Graham Quirk says it wasn't illegal. What? On Triple M one morning, they had Graham Quirk on the breakfast show and they asked him if putting your rubbish in other people's bins was illegal and he said no. Get off my property. Don't make me wake up my wife. I power walk back to the car in shame. Confidence shattered, we return home with the bags of garbage. As we're pulling them out of the car, I notice a large packed down cardboard box left over from the move years back. I turn to my housemates. Hear me out. We tape up the box, fill the box with the bags of rubbish, seal it, and then ditch it in the industrial bins at Indooroopilly Shopping Centre. It'll be easier than carting bags and bags of garbage. There is no debate. My idea is brilliant. And we proceed to pack the box with the bags of rubbish we failed to ditch earlier. In amongst this, Thomas returns home, stumbles upon our scheme and asks, "Do you mind if I chuck some stuff in there?" We give him the green light. He opens the freezer, pulls out a bag of chicken fillets. The chicken is not the right colour. Noticing my expression, he offers an explanation. I didn't want to put rotten meat in the bin if it wasn't going to get taken away immediately. So you refroze it. He nods. I can't continue this discussion. I watch as he pulls out various other packages of frozen meat and adds it to the box. He disappears again and the rest of us look at the box of garbage. One of the housemates weighs in. That's gonna be pretty feral when it defrosts. I feel like we should warn the garbage man. He's right. I take a Sharpie and label the box possum meat. Close enough. We all go to bed. That's a problem for tomorrow. The next morning arrives. It's Monday if you're still keeping track, but I understand if you've given up. The days mean nothing anymore. We are no closer to resolving our issue with the garbage men, and now the entire street has empty bins and we're the odd ones out. But now we have another issue. Sitting on our deck, there is a box filled to the brim with bags of household waste and rotten meat. Rapidly defrosting rotten meat. The forecast is predicted to reach 38 degrees by 11 a.m. There is absolutely no time to waste. I do not want to be around when the meat begins to warm and the deck must be set on fire to combat the stench. Everyone, minus Thomas, gathers around the box. It's time. It takes two of us to carry it to the car. The boot is still full with bags of old clothes to be donated to Vinny, so the box sits in the back seat next to me. I tried calling shotgun moments earlier, but I was unsuccessful. The drive to the shopping centre is silent. We drive to the second level of the car park where the giant bins live. It's a busy day, people are everywhere, and I'm more and more uncomfortable each second, but there's no other choice. We just need to get in the bin quickly and quietly, don't make eye contact with anyone. The other two carry the box over. It's my job to lift the lid and keep an eye out for security. I keep my eyes to the floor, conscious that we've written possum meat on the top and both sides of the box. Passers-by are uncomfortable with our box and I can feel them staring at me. When we get to the bins, I realize that they are all filled to the brim with rubbish. Apparently the shopping centre has a different bin day to us. The box is pushed onto the pile of rubbish, sitting atop the mound for everyone to see. I make a mental note never to park on level 2 again. Back home, I trudge into the living room and slump onto the couch next to Thomas. He offers me a bite of his nachos. My mind flashes to the bags of rotten meat he pulls out of the freezer and I decline. The shower turns on in the second bathroom, a pause and then a shout, "What the fuck is in the drain?" I look over to Thomas and he shrugs. "You said not to put food in the toilet."